Yo, let's talk about some anime, shall we? 2023 had some great anime lined up last year. So, let's talk about it, shall we? This is my top 10 anime that I watched of 2023. In terms of, shows that got released in 2023. Not actual, all of the shows I have watched in 2023. No. But before that, I feel it's important to note all of the shows that I watched just so no one gets upset that I didn't bring up a certain show. So, I'm going in alphabetical order because it's easier. So, the shows I have watched: Ayaka, Ayakashi Triangle, Handyman Saito in Another World, Berserk of Gluttony, Buddy Daddies, Classroom for Heroes, The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World, Forming Life in Another World, Our Dating Story, I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Become Unrivaled in the Real World too, The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague, Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Magical Destroyers, Meshel, Magic and Muscles, My Home Hero, Reign of the Seven Spellblades, Nijin Fushin, Oshinoko, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, The Great Cleric, Tomo-chan is a Girl, A Playthrough of a Certain Dude's VR MMO Life, The Dreaming Boy is a Realist, My Tiny Senpai, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999, and Zom 100. Now, if you're going to ask me about sequel anime, or anime that got a sequel season in the year 2023, don't worry. I have a special plan for these shows. So, for the sequels that I watched, Cardfree Vanguard Will Plus Stress Season 3, Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 4 Part 2, Horimiya The Missing Pieces, Hypnosis Mike, Bofuri Season 2, Don't Toy With Me Miss Nagatoro Second Attack, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Eminence Shadow Season 2, Girlfriend Season 2, Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 3, Witch from Mercury Season 2, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village Arc, Masamune-kun's Revenge R, which is Season 2, The Faraway Palin Season 2, and then Vinland Saga Season 2. Those were all of the shows that I've watched so far in 2023. I haven't watched everything, unfortunately, and I'm only counting shows that were fully released in 2023 as well. So if I end up watching Freerun, I'm not going to count it because it's one half is in 2023, the other half is in 2024, and that wouldn't feel right in my opinion. So, without further delay, let's get into the top 10 anime of 2023 that I have watched. At number 10, we have Our Dating Story. It's a slice of life rom-com anime about this very experienced female main lead with a very inexperienced male character, as the name suggests. However, it's not what you think, because when you think experience, you think sex, right? Or if you think experience, you think, oh, she's been out with multiple dudes. That's not the point, though, which is really good. I quite enjoyed this show. It was one of the better rom-coms this season. Yeah, actually, it was recently released, back in fall 2023. So, would highly recommend if you're a sucker for rom-coms / slice of life anime. Number 9 is The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. Despite its very low rating for some reason, I honestly really enjoyed this show. I liked the main protagonist, I enjoyed his story, and the main protagonist is really, what holds this show together really well. He's an amazing character, and all around, it was a fun time. So, would highly recommend if you like fantasy anime. And don't worry, it's not an isekai. I know, right? For number 8, we have Ayakashi Triangle. I know what you're thinking. Why this show? Well, let's be honest. We're all watching it for this character right here. So, if you're familiar with Ranma 1/2, think of it like that, but the main dude can't change back, and the change is semi-permanent. That's this show, but with ninjas, kind of. I thought it was a great show. The main leads were interesting, and I quite enjoyed the antagonist as well, if memory serves. So, yeah, would definitely recommend. It isn't a pseudo-ecchi show, though, so that might not be your cup of tea. For number 7, we have Berserk of Gluttony. Another purely fantasy show that isn't an isekai. Yeah, actual fantasy isn't dead, folks. I don't know where you got this idea from. Anyway, so this show took me by surprise. So, it's your run-of-the-mill, zero to hero kind of story where he starts from zero, down in the dumps, and then he gets something overpowered. But not really, because it actually takes his stamina and whatnot. He protects the one he loves, and he uses his power for good, and to rid the world of evil, pretty much. I like the show. It's really good, and if the title is anything to go by, yes, it does use the 7 Deadly Sins, but not in the way you think. I think. Anyway, moving on. My number 6 show that I watched is Neijin Fushin. A show that I fully believe deserves to have a 7.0 or higher rating on Mal, because it was just a fun time, honestly. Like, all of these characters I like. Like, all of these characters have their own issues, / problematic pasts, and their own little niches that they come together because they all got, banished from someone else. They all come together to form a really solid team. Plus, I ain't gonna say shit, but it's very Tales of Zestiria in some places. If you know, you know. Let's get on to the top 5. Number 5 is Reign of the 7 Spellblades. I know what you're thinking, but what about Mashle? I enjoyed this show way more than I did Mashle because Mashle felt very one-note, and all of the characters were gimmick characters, and they felt very one-note for that gimmick, and felt very comedy-like. Where Mashle feels like a Harry Potter meets Black Clover, but with one-note characters, this feels like Harry Potter, the anime, proper. I thoroughly enjoyed my time watching this. I thoroughly enjoyed the characters here. They did something that I'm actually happy that they wrote it properly instead of it feeling forced. And I'm looking forward to a season 2. I can't wait. There was one thing that bugged me, though, and that's when a character dons a mask. Dude, your hair is still out and about. People can still understand who you are behind that mask. Come on. But that's just a small nitpick. For number 4, we have Zom 100. Zombie apocalypse done well, to be honest. I'm not much versed in the zombie genre. I've yet to watch High School of the Dead, and to be honest, I don't plan on it. But this was done in such a good way that it was entertaining to watch. I'm heavily looking forward to another season. The main character is great. His friends are great. Watch this show even if you don't like zombie stuff. Let's get on to number 3. These next 3 shows might surprise you, might not surprise you. I have no idea. But I bet you're not thinking what they could possibly be. For number 3, we have My Home Hero. Bit of an odd choice, huh? Well, it's a good suspense thriller. It's a good mystery. Though, the mystery... How do I explain this? The problem has been solved, but it's up to other characters to solve the mystery. And through the process of trying to solve it, more shit gets added on to it as well. I would highly recommend this show if you like your thriller and mystery. How is he going to get out of it this time? My number 2 favorite show is Buddy Daddies. I will be the first to say, I don't like kid characters. I think they're annoying as shit. They are poorly written. I do not give a shit about any of them. Persona 4 Nanako is one of the worst child characters I have ever seen. Don't at me. However, Miri here is adorable as hell. And her 2 daddies, quote unquote, are fantastic characters. This show is just amazing. It's a slice of life, sorta, where 2 assassins have to take care of a target's daughter. Because they, killed the target and they now have to take care of his daughter. Because she was there at that scene. It's a fantastic show. I would highly recommend it. And the best part is, it's an original. So it's already finished. Unless if they plan on doing a season 2. In which case, I'm all for that. But, before I get into my number 1, time for some honorable mentions. Number 5 is Bofuri. What can I say? I like fantasy. Like, this isn't isekai in my opinion. This is just, real world characters playing a video game. That's just it. Maple is overpowered, but that's fine. She's great. The anime is great. Would recommend. Number 4 is Horimiya Peace. I adored Horimiya the first season, and Peace is no different. It's great. Kanojo mo Kanojo. This is a bit of a weird one, but there are some things that happened in this season that I kind of really liked. I'm still debating on whether or not I like one decision or not, but it's still a really good show. Would recommend. Number 2, The Eminence of Shadow Season 2. I didn't much care for this series to begin with. Like, it's entertaining to watch, for sure. But there's one scene I keep coming back to. Because one character in particular is my favorite character, and she's fucking adorable. But not only that, but the main character himself actually does something that no other character has done when he goes out of his way to try and do something. I won't say what it is, just in case, but yeah. Good season 2. Can't wait for the movie. Number 1, it's Vinland Saga. Not Demon Slayer, not Jujutsu Kaisen, though Demon Slayer I would rank higher than Jujutsu Kaisen in my opinion, for me. But for me, Vinland Saga Season 2 was fan-fucking-tastic. Holy shit. The few final episodes were incredible. Nothing short of incredible. Not only that, but Thorfinn was really fucking good this season. Like, god damn. Everything in Season 2 is peak. Such a good show for Season 2. I cannot wait for Season 3, if that does happen. Because, oh man, I'm looking forward to it. And now for my actual honorable mentions that weren't sequel seasons. Number 5 is Ayaka. It's a good mystery that I kind of figured out, and you would too. But it's really good. Super solid. My Tiny Senpai. I am not sorry. I like short girls. That's about it. Toaru Osen. This one has a special place in my heart because it was one of the very first manga I actually read, and I was very much in the waiting for this to get an actual anime. It did not disappoint. I'm a bit sad that it's got a 6.0, but I do understand it, because there's nothing really going on. It's just a slice of life in a VR MMO, but that's fine. Number 2 is The Great Cleric. This one is an actual proper isekai. However, unlike most isekais, this main character's previous life does come into effect, which is great. I love it when isekai do that, because not many isekai have the main character's previous life intertwine with the main story in some way, shape, or form. I don't like when isekai do that. Like, you may as well just make it a normal fantasy anime then, if you're not going to have the previous life matter. And number 1 is Tomo-chan is a Girl. It's a rom-com. Tomo-chan has eked her way into my top 5 waifus of all time. She's fantastic. The show is great. Watch it if you haven't yet. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, what could possibly be my number 1 favorite anime from 2023? You're kidding yourself if you don't think Oshinoko belongs in the number 1 spot. This show is peak. This show is amazing. This show, what more needs to be said about how fucking incredible it is? Like, god damn. Agua is such a good main character, and is such a breath of fresh air. He is probably my favorite, if not the best main character from 2023. Period. Bar none. He is so entertaining to watch. All of what he does is fucking great. And there are some scenes that I come back to every now and then, because god damn, are they fucking good. Like, if I remember correctly, the end of episode 6, beginning of episode 7, if you know, you know. Like, ugh. I'm very much looking forward to season 2. I did unfortunately get a little bit spoiled as to what happens near in the future, but I don't give a shit about that. I really don't. It's incredible. I'm looking forward to more. Please watch the show if you haven't. It will not disappoint you. Even if you don't like idols, it's a good mystery show. Yes, it's got reincarnation, but it's not isekai reincarnation. Watch the show if you haven't already. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And that was my top 10 shows with some honorable mentions. What do you think? Should I have watched more 2023 anime before I made my decision? Do you think I should put Jujutsu Kaisen in an honorable mention for sequel seasons? What do you think? Let me know. Until then, I've been Ryuu Kishi, and I'm signing off. See you then.